Welcome to the Celtic Tiger Motors garage. So today I am adjusting the chain, and I wanted to show you this pivotal step because this is where you can get it right or you can get it terribly wrong. So the chain is on the front sprocket and it is on the rear sprocket. So according to the service manual that I have for the original motorcycle that this used to be, it has some steps for how to adjust the tension on the chain. So now that I have the chain on, what I did is this. So this is how I do it. Okay, I know what the service manual says, but what I do is when I put this wheel on, you can go back and watch my previous videos of when I put this wheel on. I made sure that I pushed this rear wheel all the way to the front of the chain adjuster. Okay, so the chain adjuster is right here. It's right behind the axle nut. You might say, well, that's the axle nut. And yes, but if you look behind there, there's the chain adjuster. It's all the way forward, okay? So what you want to do is, or this is what I do. Everybody does it differently, okay? But I push it all the way forward, and then I put the chain on. So when I put the chain on, and I put the master link in, which is right there, when I put the master link in, the chain was a little bit too loose. But I couldn't put another link in because I didn't have enough room to put one more link in. So I said, hey, no problem. I will adjust it by moving the wheel. So how you do that is I loosen the axle nut. And what I did is I pulled the wheel back. I pulled the wheel back. You can see there's a little bit of, hang on a second. I got to get down there. I got to get on the floor. Okay, so you may not be able to see those tick marks on the chain adjuster, but I moved the wheel back a little bit so that it's to that second mark from the left, okay? So now I'm going to check the chain tension again. I've moved the wheel back. Oh gosh, that's probably a few millimeters. It's not very much. You don't need to overdo it, okay? So you go to the tightest part of the chain, which usually it's right here. And you can see that that has a lot of play in it. You shouldn't have more than, hang on a second. It depends on the bike. So again, in my previous videos, I've talked about how I based this frame on a 1973 Kawasaki 250 F11. So according to I have the service manual here for this original motorcycle, and it says to me that, okay, it's not gonna focus. It says here that it should have, if there is less than a ½ inch or 10 millimeters or more than 1 inch, 25 millimeters of slack, the chain should be readjusted. And it has a picture up here, and it says 5/8 to about 3/4 of an inch, and it's got a little arrow showing the play here. So I can just tell you that this is going to be more than, this is going to be more. That's more than 3/4 to 5/8 of an inch. So that means I need to move it back a little bit more. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to move it back just a little bit. I'm going to take the wheel. I'm just going to pull it. Come on. There. I pulled it back just a teeny bit. And then let's check it one more time. Now, where's the tick mark now? The tick mark didn't move a whole lot, but that's okay. But you can see that it did move. It moved just a little. And then let's check the play now. Oh, that's better. Oh, see how that's a little better. Okay. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. You don't want it too tight now. Don't want it too tight because then you'll break your chain. When that wheel starts to move when it's in drive, you will... Oh, shucks. It almost came off the jack stand. I got to be careful. Let's see. Yeah, how is that now? See, I have a scissor jack on it. I tried putting it on the motorcycle stand and it just didn't work. I still had to pick it up. That's pretty good. That's pretty good right there. So what I'm going to do now is I can tighten I can tighten this up now. These can be tightened. Now, you might say, what in the world is this? Well, do you recognize what these are? If you watched my previous video, I used these to hold the flat band motor mount onto my frame. But I had 2 extra, so I said, hey, what if I put it as a chain adjuster plate on the rear wheel? And there we go. So that's what I did. This one's really tight. See, now you can see it better on this side of the axle nut. See that? There's a little bit of a gap here. And this was all the way forward when I put the wheel on originally. But see how it's moved? It's moved to right there. So you want to make sure that they're even. And so what I'm going to do is tighten this up. This is an M8, so I just need to get my my wrench and tighten that up. But once I get this tightened up, see, this is going to lay flat against the chain adjuster and the swing arm. This is your swing arm here, and then it has to be flat because if it's not, then this nut will just go all the way through, and it's useless. And then the next step is that once this is adjusted the way I need it to be, then I come down here and tighten this torque nut, which is attached to that part. And it's like I just can't think of the name of it right now. But anyway, it holds this in place. It holds this wheel hub in place to the frame. And then a cotter pin has to go through there. I will do that once I tighten it to the torque specifications. And then that part will be finished. So that's what I'm going to work on now. So, but just when you're doing this yourself at home, you can remember that to me, the easiest way is, like I said, put the chain on first, rear sprocket, then front sprocket. There it is. And then, again, this is on an electric motorcycle. So you might be wondering, well, how is this going to work? Because where's your engine and all that? The engine's up here, the electric motor's up here, and the drive shaft is on direct drive. This is all direct drive transmission. And then you just push your wheel all the way forward and then adjust as needed to make sure you get that correct chain tension. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time on the Celtic Tiger Motors Garage.